Tonight, 5 Investigates uncovers a new scandal at the University of Minnesota involving another professor and your money. Investigative reporter Eric Rasmussen's live at the U of N campus where he found the feds just canceled a multi-million-dollar grant over allegations of made-up research. Eric?
Kevin, that might sound familiar because another professor recently resigned after allegations of plagiarism. But let me tell you, this is different. The professor we're investigating is still employed here at the U, still collecting a 6-figure salary, and that's even though the feds say he admitted to fabricating data.
It was supposed to change the future of fracking and save the environment.
I kind of had to scratch my head.
But behind the cutting-edge research to reduce pollution from flares like these,
it's about the money.
5 Investigates found the University of Minnesota has known about allegations of misconduct for more than a year, burning just below the surface, involving one of the university's rising stars, Dr. Sion Biswas.
We want to learn more. We want to understand things.
He shows up on YouTube talking about research and even on university press releases celebrating his work.
You have to ask yourself, is this something true or something else is going on?
But Biswas has been hard to find since the federal government terminated a $2 million grant funding his research. 5 Investigates obtained this letter from the U.S. Department of Energy to the U of M in late March, saying Biswas admitted that he fabricated research results and data connected to the grant. But that's not the most troubling part to Richard Painter.
We could have millions of dollars of federal research grants at risk.
The University of Minnesota law professor and former chief ethics lawyer for President George W. Bush points to another line in this letter from the feds. They identified shortcomings at the university in how it was conducting inquiries into allegations of research misconduct. Do you think there could have been some intervention prior to just a month ago?
There absolutely should have been intervention. Back in 2023, as soon as there was talk of misconduct.
In fact, more than 18 months ago, records show Biswas told a student to expense an unrelated piece of lab equipment to the federal grant. "I'm not willing to go against my feeling on this," the student pushed back in an email obtained by 5 Investigates. "Using federal funds incorrectly is something I fear." Soon after, the feds ordered the university to investigate, but it's unclear what action, if any, U of M leaders actually took.
There are a lot of people who are aware of what's going on, and this is what I call the culture of noncompliance.
A former member of the Board of Regents, Michael Hsu, first called out a culture of noncompliance at the university in 2019 after 5 Investigates found administrators knew about another professor reimbursed tens of thousands of dollars for personal expenses with public money. That professor resigned, but Hsu says the lack of oversight at the U remains.
And I'm disappointed in the university because it's harmful not only to the university, but the stakeholders, all the citizens of the state.
Dr. Biswas, this is Eric Rasmussen with KSTP. The professor isn't the only one we're trying to speak with. 5 Investigates requested interviews with 9 other leaders at the University of Minnesota, from Biswas's boss at the College of Science and Engineering to key administrators in charge of research, integrity, and compliance. So far, not a single one has responded. An official statement from a spokesperson that the U fully reviews misconduct allegations, hardly answering any of our questions.
There's something about the way that the system is being run now that's just not working, and it hurts everybody. Unless you actually deal with these situations in a serious and transparent manner, you're going to continue to have these problems occur.
Now, in the last 90 minutes, I just heard back from an attorney for that professor, Sion Biswas. He insists the feds claim that his client fabricated his research is a gross exaggeration. He added that this issue is really that he was using, quote, simulated data and didn't declare that when he should have. This afternoon, we've also heard back from the U of M saying its review of this situation is still ongoing and that Biswas is actually on leave right now, unrelated to this investigation. But of course, I can tell you, we are not done trying to get answers for you on this case, so you know we'll continue to follow up. Live in Minneapolis, Eric Rasmussen, 5 Eyewitness.